Hey guys, it's GameFace here and welcome back to episode 60 of my Leeds United career mode. Now in today's episode, we've got a few more games for us to get through. Now we're out of the January transfer window, we can focus on playing some matches. The first game is against Blackburn in the Emirates FA Cup, followed by some league games. We do have two games coming up pretty swiftly after that. West Ham just 2 days later and Tottenham 3 days after that. Hopefully going to get through all three of those games. We'll wait and see as we go through today's episode. Before we get into things though, if we could go ahead and hit 35 likes on today's episode, I would really appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. It'd be absolutely fantastic. Trying to hit the next sort of goal of sort of 7,500 subscribers. So if you could help out by hitting that subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. This is a side that's going to play for this cup game against Blackburn. It's a heavily changed team, which is kind of understandable with those games coming up against West Ham and Tottenham. But it's still, I think, a good enough team to win this game. We'll wait and see though as the game goes on. Stockdale's going to start in goal, so a change there. We've got Coyle at right back. Tuazabi, one of the players we've not really used that we signed from Manchester United fairly recently. Anderson's going to play alongside him, so not too bad really. Those two centre-backs fairly decent. Shinnie at left-back as well. Phillips and Wright playing as CDM. And then we've got Snodgrass on the right. Roof on the left with Diame in behind Akara. It leaves us with a fairly strong bench. There's a couple of changes obviously on there, but there's Lecco, Chris Wood. I think some decent players if we need them. Bridcut's obviously there as well, but Denton and Wilson kind of the alternative options if we are cruising in this game, which I can't see happening. I think it will be a tough match, but let's wait and find out how we get on now. Okay, here we go, home for this match, and we will wait and see how we get on against Blackburn. We need a good result here. We obviously want to have a decent cup run if we can. Our main priority is trying to do well in the league, but I suppose we're not really fighting for sort of the top four or winning the Premier League this season, so maybe a little run in this competition will be quite nice for us. A long ball up to Roof, he's going to play that back to right. Nearly an early opportunity, good bit of build-up play though. Surprisingly, Roof being able to hold that one up for us. A decent start in the opening 5 minutes. Dakara, a ball through there to Snodgrass, and he finishes it off on his right foot. Really good bit of build-up play. Surprisingly, this hasn't been as difficult as I would have expected really in the first 15 minutes. They've not made it as much of a challenge. Our players have performed a little bit better than I was anticipating. Dakara here with a good bit of hold-up play onto Snodgrass, who's been playing a little bit further inside as opposed to on the right-hand side, scoring on his weaker right foot, and we're winning the game 1-0. Very, very good start for us here. Blackburn with a chance here. Brilliant stuff. And it's a brilliant header. It's the first proper chance that they've had. And it is 1-1. Stokes with the goal. Disappointing because we've actually played very well. We just get opened up here almost on the break. I don't really know what's happening with the positioning of the defenders. That's the only downside when we make changes. You can really tell by the positioning rather than the passing or anything like that of the defenders or the heading. It's more the positioning. They're always out of position. They always seem to get broken up a little bit. And the defensive line isn't very well held. And that's the reason why we've gone and conceded there, I think. Decent ball up to Shinnie, who's again looked to get forward. He's doing a brilliant job of it. Plays inside. Diame! You've got to score it. Should be 2-1. Should be back in the league. That's brilliant football as well. We've played a few of the longer passes. I am a fan of them, to be honest, on this FIFA. And eventually it fell for Diame. Such an easy chance. And somehow not even on target. Pathetic, really, from him. Diame look for the run of Wright from midfield. Still going here. Needs to cut it back in. Dakara looking for Diame. That pass didn't quite find him. Again, brilliant, intricate football. There's no doubt we should be winning this game. Into the final few minutes just before half-time, but overall, good performance in the first half. So it is half-time, 1-1 at the moment. I think I'm going to keep the scene exactly the same. There's no need to make any changes because we are on top. We're doing very, very well, even though the scoreline is only 1-1 for some reason. I'm sure we'll be able to create enough chances to get ourselves a couple more goals. And yeah, we'll wait and see what happens in the second half. Coyle inside to Roof, that's good. Roof, oh, it's had to be saved by Steele. Snodgrass to deliver it. It's usually good from these. It's a very good ball in fact, couldn't capitalise on it. Looked to be a free header at first, but couldn't make the most of that chance. Right into Snodgrass. He's going to hit it on his right foot. Falls for Roof. Another chance to get back in the box. Dakara's going to struggle. He needs some support from Diame. He'll hit this one. Oh, another good save. Diame into Phillips. Phillips now into Roof. He's going to shoot, and again had to be saved. Need one of these to go in. It hasn't happened at the moment. Snodgrass again to deliver another corner. Dakara's in there. Oh, another good chance. Okay, all three changes now. With about 25 minutes to go. Chris Wood, Lecco and Wilson all coming on. That means we're going to take off Wright, Diame and Snodgrass. We're going to have to add some more quality onto the pitch. So I brought on those players. Lecco's going to give us some pace. Wood hopefully a bit more height up front. And we're basically going to have to focus, I think, on crosses by the looks of it, which we have kind of been doing already, I suppose, so it's not much of a change for us. But yeah, we're really just going to have to find a way to get ourselves a goal, because I'm pretty sure this will take us into a replay if we can't get another goal here. Assuming, obviously, the scoreline stays the same. It'd be very unjustified if they were to go and get themselves another goal. But yeah, very frustrated we've not been able to convert any of those chances that we've made. Chance off the post for Blackburn. That's the first chance in a long, long time, and it's nearly gone in. The difference between us and them, they can really create a very good chance from nowhere, whereas we have to make several chances to be able to take one. Roof looking inside to Chris Wood. There's a huge opening. Chris Wood smashes it off the post and in. That's brilliant from him. Brilliant positional play. Just managed to find that gap in the defence. Don't know where that gap's come from. Shouldn't allow him that much time and space. But the substitute scores off the post and in. As long as it goes in, that is what we're after. It's 2-1, there's 15 minutes left. It's certainly a deserved goal. Brilliant football. One of the better games that I can remember, actually, in terms of the style of football that we've played, the shots that we've had, the chances that we've created. Some really good stuff in these 45 minutes of football that we've had so far. And Chris Wood has added to the scoreline, making it 2-1. Ideally, I want to push on now. I don't really want to sit on a 2-1. Maybe just try and hit them on the break for the final 15 minutes. Oh, good chance. Oh, they should probably take that one. That's a really, really good chance for Blackburn. Again, they seem to just crop up with these good chances out of nowhere. And that was a really good one that they should do much better with. Another chance here. If they can recycle it, they haven't done. Giving it straight back to them. That's 2 times in a row now. Poor. But we do like to pass our way out of situations. Sometimes that can cost you against the better oppositions in particular. Chris Wood looks to switch it on to Roof. He's got loads of time and space to run into. Needs Lecco really at the back post. He's not going to get that option and can't find Chris Wood. There's nobody else up there. If only we had a striker up there at this point. DeCara will chase it. And he will win it back as well. That was unexpected to win it back off Doyle. Does he have the pace to go on and finish this game off? DeCara? No. Rubbish. Awful. Dreadful. Really, really bad. DeCara looking for Chris Wood. This might actually be a final chance for us in the final few minutes. Chris Wood, even worse than DeCara's. You've got to get that on target. I don't know what has been up with some of the finishing in this match. Against a better opponent, we probably slip up in this game. I know we created loads of chances. Oh, twins just shaking hands there. I know we created loads of chances, but yeah, it's been disappointing that we've not put more away. It's actually been a very good game for us. Performance-wise, very, very good. You can see 12 shots, 8 on target. You've got to score more than 2 goals, really. Blackburn had 2 or 3 really good chances, and on another day, they might have actually taken those. But the main thing is, we're through into the next round of the FA Cup. Okay, we're going to move straight on to the West Ham game now, and this is the side I've gone with. It's changed again. There's some weaker players that have been brought in, but also some stronger ones as well. We've got a game against Tottenham, which we're going to have to prioritise in a few days' time. So there's a couple of changes, like I say. We've got Pickford starting in goal, Ayling playing at right back there, Jason Denayer and Vincent as my 2 centre-backs, Denton playing as a left-back, or as my left-back, because obviously Shinnie played recently. A little bit tired. He'll play against Tottenham, though, in the game that we've got coming up. And we've got Brown and Bergstrom playing as CDM. Very weak CDMs, but we're going to wait and see how they get on as a partnership. I've been impressed with them individually. I think I've tried out Brown before. I'm pretty sure his stats ring a bell. We've also got Aaron's on the left-hand side, Moraine on the right-hand side with Lewis Cook in behind Abraham. Hopefully Abraham can put in a good performance. I do have Antonsen on the bench and Gray, who can both play up front. Obviously Chris Wood as well. Less likely to get on the pitch, but you never know if we're wanting to play a little bit more direct during this game. Let's wait and find out how he gets on. It's a tough game, West Ham, especially when you play 2 days previous, but it's obviously a fully rotated side, so hopefully we've got this team selection right. We'll wait and see, though. It's a home game. We need 3 points. We need to try and get up the league as much as possible, and let's wait and find out how he gets on. Here we go, looking for a quick start against West Ham here if we can. Again, going to try and get the fullback going up. Shinnie did a really good job in that last match, getting up and down the pitch. Hopefully we can have the same from Denton, although obviously a weaker player. We'll wait and see what he's got for us, because obviously Charlie Taylor is out injured for those who didn't see the last episode. And yeah, that means that we do have to rely on our 2 other left-backs, which is fine. We've obviously got plenty of options there. It's good that we've got 3 left-backs to be able to fill in with these sort of situations. Brown running forward here. Going to have to unleash Aaron's on this left-hand side. Going to have to cut inside now. Look for that pass to Abraham. That's good. It just gets intercepted. A good opening 10 minutes again. Half-time. 0-0. Very poor first half. Not too much to show you whatsoever. It's been attack versus defence for most of it. And we've just been unable to... As soon as it gets to Abraham, it kind of just breaks down. And that's the reason why I'm going to have to sub him off. because he really hasn't done very well whatsoever. I'm going to try Antonsen. Chris Wood's played quite recently. Antonsen hasn't played in ages. We're going to give that a go, hoping really that he can put in a good performance for us up front. Because Abraham was so disappointing, and he has been for a lot of the time. I've been considering selling him, to be honest, and I probably will do at the end of the season. He just doesn't look up to much whenever he gets the ball into feet and tries to run past players, which comes across as quite weak. Which is a bit strange given the fact I think he's got 81 strength and it's obviously very fast. On paper fits everything, in game just doesn't really seem to perform at all. So very disappointing with him, but hopefully Antonsen can come on and perform much better. Brown looking to set off Antonsen. That's a brilliant pass from Brown. Antonsen, oh, heavy touch, disappointing. Brilliant chance for us to run through there, and maybe could have converted it as well, but poor initial touch let us down. Oh, brilliant chance here for West Ham. Got to score it. If I'd missed that like that, I would have been absolutely furious. Ayew there has got to score that, at least on target. Make the goalkeeper actually work a little bit. And that is a really disappointing strike. Opened us up, and that was nearly us 1-0 down. Okay, our next change with 30 minutes left is going to be to bring on Murray, stick him in behind Antonsen, and that means we'll take off Bergstrom. Lewis Cook will move a little bit further back alongside Brown. Murray, for those of you who don't know, has 86 finishing and decent dribbling as well for his age. So he's coming on and hopefully going to score us a decent goal. We'll wait and see though what happens, but you would have thought with that sort of finishing, he's got to have a decent opportunity to shoot and potentially score for us. That's the plan. Hopefully it's written in the script. We've got Brown here looking to play through, and that pass should be much better. And that is one of the reasons why he is such a low overall. In fact, you know, we can't really expect much more than a poor through ball in the end. Next change is going to be to bring on Gray and take off Aarons, who's been booked. That means obviously we're going to move up Gray a lot, as you can see. He's playing really, really high up now. Going to hopefully push back the West Ham defence a little bit. And there is 25 minutes to try and find ourselves a goal. That's exactly what we need. And hopefully that little bit of extra pace up front on the break should hopefully help with that. We'll wait and see, though, what happens. West Ham not having loads of chances, but you always feel like if they have one or create one, they might well score it, and that was nearly the chance. Got themselves a corner. It was a decent block in the end. 22 minutes remaining. Figuli looking to cross it in. It's a decent ball in. Payet's up there for some reason. Surely he should be the one taking the corner. And that is a terrible pass. Murray looking to play it to Brown. Oh, we want the free kick here, really, ref, but we'll continue. And we want the free kick now, definitely. That's a terrible pass from Brown. Gray wins it back, that's fantastic. No, the dribble got it all wrong. Was trying to take him out and put it across Rantonson. Oh my days, the quality just hasn't been there in this match. Moreno looking to cross it in. This could be it. Oh, you've got to score it. Free header. Antonsen, what have you done? Oh, frustrating. It will be a draw here as the goal kick is taken. That'll probably be it, I think. It is frustrating, but to a certain extent you have to, I suppose, expect a poor performance, or, as you can see, not many chances on target when you put out a team that is obviously much weaker in attack in particular. But overall, I think the changes were justified. Got a game against Tottenham in a few days' time. They've just lost to Liverpool, so yeah, a bit frustrating that we've only got a point from that game. Disappointing. I don't like 0-0 draws at all. Because just no goals, very, very boring. And we're currently 7th in the league. A win here could take us a little bit further up, but there's obviously other teams around us still yet to play. Okay, some emails here. Family and Delph saying he wants to play this game. Moreno thanking me, and Wright saying he's not happy with his role at the club. A strange one, given the fact that he just played recently. I'm pretty sure he played in the Cup, didn't he? And I'm a bit surprised he's come back about that, especially, like I say, having played very, very recently. Strange one, but we do have a game against Tottenham now. It's an away game. It'll be the final one of the episode as well. After that result, we do still remain 7th, but there are a couple of games still to be played in and around us, so that could well change after this game. It's obviously going to be our first team here, pretty much, so I'll be back once I've made the changes. Okay, this is the side I'm going to go with for the final game of the episode against Tottenham. It's obviously one of our stronger sides. It's pretty much our first team, give or take a couple of players. Pickford starts in goal, Patterson at right back, Janssen and Anderson at centre-back, Shinnie at left-back again. We've got Delph and Brady in midfield. Gray on the left-hand side, Lecco on the right-hand side with Vieira in behind Berahino. And we've got a decent bench as well, so plenty of options there if we do need them. We are just going to quickly make Bridcut our captain for today's game. And yeah, this is the bench I've gone with. Soderberg is another option potentially to come on during this game. I'm interested to try him out. I've tried him out before, and he has played quite well. There's obviously the usual sort of options on there if we need them. Let's wait and find out whether we will get the 3 points against Tottenham. We need them really. We need to start picking up a few more points in the league a bit more consistently. Here we go at White Hart Lane for the final game of today's episode, the third one of today's episode as well. We'll wait to see what the Tottenham team's going to be like. I've seen maybe a couple of changes here. I'm hoping it's a fairly strong team. Just give us a nice bit of a challenge. Bentaleb starting for them might be an indication that it's probably not a full strength side, along with obviously Ben Davis there starting as well. It seems to be a mixture. We'll hope though that it's not going to affect this game too much and that we can get ourselves a decent result. Berahino going to look into Delph. That's a good chance early on. Delph trying to run past the defender. Didn't quite have the strength. Oh, it's 1-0. Too easy. Just held off the defender. He's turned and shoot. And it's just gone straight in. And I'm not really too sure who this guy is. Is it a new signing that Tottenham have made by the looks of it? But yeah, far too easy. 20 minutes in, we're losing the game 1-0. So disappointed the way we've done that. Just on the turn, shoots and scores. Not much more to it. Losing the game 1-0. Shinny. Berahino onto Vieira. Back to Berahino. Onto Lecco. Can he finish it? Oh, he maybe should do there. He's got decent finishing. Romero, I don't know why he's signed for Manchester United, but he has. He saves it. It's blasted at him. And should maybe look for one of the corners a little bit better there. Lecco, disappointing strike in the end. We needed that to equalise. Delph now looking to get this corner in. Oh, it's not a bad delivery, just nobody there, sadly. Delph now looking to play it onto Lecco. Anderson's there, he doesn't want it. Bridcut's still trying to build up the play, and we lose it. Great chance. Onwards through here, the hitters on the break. Good save by the goalkeeper. Wanyama to keep it alive. Son has it. Oh, another good save. Could be 2-0 now. They've just really been very, very good when they've created chances, Tottenham. Good save there by Pickford. Good double save, in fact. Corner to defend here. Been a really good first half, actually, from a neutral perspective anyway. 10 minutes left and another good save. Pickford's kept us in it at the moment. There's 10 minutes left of the first half. Another corner for us to defend. Lamela gets it in. That's surely going to be held on to. Vieira looking to exploit that space now behind. Lecco is really going to try and stretch the defence. Passes it inside. That's dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. It's happened far too many times in this first half. And it's the reason why we're losing this game 1-0 at half-time. Might have to look to the bench here because it's been very poor at times. The passing has not been good enough. To say our weakened side, our heavily weakened side in that first game of the episode did so well with the passing. This is one of my strongest teams, and the passing's dreadful. I think we'll have to keep things the same, just hope that things pick up a little bit more in the second half, so no changes for now. But I wouldn't rule them out coming a little bit earlier into the second half than maybe that you'd probably expect. Okay, first two changes here. Maybe some surprising changes here. But we're going to make them anyway. Phillips and Roof to come on. We'll take off Vieira and Lecco. Haven't really got into the game either of those two. Some disappointing passes as well at times. So we're going to bring on Phillips and Roof. I've been impressed with Phillips. He's played okay when he's played for us. And he has done some decent passes and some good dribbles. So we'll wait and see how he gets on in the centre attacking mid position, which I've not played him in there regularly. It's not a good start either for him, but hopefully he can pick up and create some chances for us. Gray getting in behind. It's a good chance for us here. Gray's going to have to take it on his left foot. Oh, the goalkeeper just about saves it. Let it go at first and then managed to gather it. Great chance for Gray to try and equalise. We needed that one as well. And it hasn't happened at the moment. Go on, Phillips. Yes, well played. Thought they might have given a foul. They haven't. Phillips! Oh my days, it's 1-1. I can't believe that. I thought they were going to give a foul. The players seem to stand still. And the substitutes got us an equaliser. Fantastic stuff. 25 minutes to go to try and get ourselves a winner here. That's kind of come from nothing, to be honest. But I'll take it. Calvin Phillips doing brilliantly there. And kind of just winning it back off the defender. Strange goal. Because it really could have been a foul potentially. It looks like they might have given it. And then from here, the defence are a little bit static. and Phillips finished it off. Okay, final change. It's going to be Aaron's coming on. Gray's going to come off. He's quite tired, so we're going to make this change and stick Aaron's up front. It'd probably make more sense to swap Berahino and Aaron's around, but we're going to go with pure pace up front to try and get this second goal. And Berahino hasn't been that good. In fact, there's probably an argument to take him off, to be honest. But he's going to go on the left-hand side, see whether we can cut in on the right-hand side and maybe shoot. And we'll see how that goes for the final 25 minutes. Oh, 2-1. What a strike. Is that Wanyama? I think it might be number 12. It's a good finish from Victor Wanyama. 72nd minute. Disappointing the way that one's gone in. Now we've got to find an equaliser as opposed to a winner. There are not that many chances, but they've taken them, Tottenham, and that's really as simple as that. It's what happens when you go up against the bigger and better teams. And he's put that on past Pickford quite comfortably. It's 2-1, and we are going to need to find ourselves an equaliser before we can even think about going on to win this game. I don't think there'll be enough time to even think about the 3 points now. Delph running forward, going to look for Aaron's with that pass. It's a fantastic pass. Is he onside? I think he is. Aaron's! Oh, you've got to finish it off. What is with our finishing at the moment? It's not even going anywhere near to where I'm telling it to go. It's supposed to go across the goalkeeper into the right-hand side. Instead, it's gone right at him and caused him no issues. Absolutely gutted with the way that we've finished some of our chances. Been really, really poor. That's at least 3 that I can think of now that we should have scored in today's episode. One-on-ones in particular seem to be an issue at the moment. Just need to try and get ourselves an equaliser. 7 minutes left. Roof, going to look to switch it on to Delph. There's no one marking him. Delph! Oh, it's another save. Delph, let me shoot! Oh, why did he not shoot first time? That time the game's let us down, and it should be 2-2 at least here. So disappointing. What the hell is that? Ugh, collapsed. That's it, we've lost the game 2-1. Disappointing the way that we've lost that game because we don't deserve to, and it's kind of been the theme of FIFA 17 career mode, I think, is where you don't deserve to get results that happen, but you've got to deal with it. It does help to make things more realistic. Also, that means we're not thrashing everyone in the league at the moment, but Tottenham had 5 shots and 5 of them were on target and they scored 2 of them, and you've got to accept that they were just more clinical today, although we were let down by a few different things that happened during the game, which was a bit disappointing. But today's episode has actually had a bit of everything in it, to be honest. A win, a draw and a loss. But yeah, obviously could have had 3 wins really in today's episode. But that loss there leaves us in 7th place with other teams around us prepared to leapfrog us in their next game. It's disappointing because we probably will get overtaken here, and it allows us to potentially go all the way down to as far as 11th possibly, maybe 10th actually, if those other teams beneath us actually win and Tottenham go top by 4 points. So, you know, it is obviously the team that are top of the league, so we do have to take that into account. But still disappointing given the chances that we did create. Liverpool just above the relegation zone there as well, which is quite interesting. 22 points from 24 games. Playing more games than they actually have points at the moment. So, unexpected. That's probably why they wanted me to be their manager. But anyway, that is it for today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If we could go ahead and hit 35 likes on today's episode, I would really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That'll be absolutely fantastic. Join me for the next episode in a couple of days' time. Hopefully we should have the other parts of the Liverpool evolving career mode in the next couple of days as well. So look out for that. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you next time, and goodbye.